Can humanity ever truly comprehend the depth of its own darkness? A chilling question that brings to mind one of the 20th century's most shocking and underreported atrocities, the Indonesian mass killings of 1965 to 1966. A catastrophic event that stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of political upheaval and ideological extremism. In the mid-20th century, Indonesia, a vibrant archipelago nation in Southeast Asia, found itself caught in the throes of a power struggle that would leave an indelible mark on its history. The year was 1965, and the nation was precariously balanced on the knife edge of political tension. The Indonesian Communist Party, or PKI, was gaining significant traction, much to the concern of the military and the political right. The fuse was lit on the 30th of September 1965. 6 high-ranking army generals were brutally murdered, an act that was quickly attributed to the PKI. This event, known as the September 30 movement, would trigger a horrifying wave of violence that would sweep across the nation. In the following months, the anti-communist purge began in earnest. The military, under the command of General Suharto, launched a systematic campaign to annihilate the PKI. But it was not limited to the party members alone. Anyone suspected of harboring communist sympathies was targeted. The purge was brutal, unrelenting, and tragically indiscriminate. As the calendar turned to 1966, the scale of the mass killings began to emerge. Estimates vary, but conservative figures suggest that at least 500,000 people lost their lives in this bloodbath. Some estimates put the number closer to 1 million. Men, women, children, no one was spared in this ruthless campaign of extermination. The world, for the most part, turned a blind eye to the horrors unfolding in Indonesia. The Cold War was at its height, and the West was more than willing to ignore the massacre of alleged communists. It would take decades for the true scale of the tragedy to be acknowledged. The Indonesian mass killings of 1965 to 1966 are a chilling testament to the depths of human cruelty and the devastating consequences of unchecked power. A cataclysmic event that unfolded over a year and a half, it stands as one of the darkest chapters in the annals of human history. In summary, these tragic events were triggered by the murder of 6 high-ranking army generals, an act attributed to the PKI. This sparked an anti-communist purge led by General Suharto and the military, resulting in the deaths of at least 500,000 people, although some estimates suggest the number could be as high as 1 million. The international community largely ignored the atrocities due to the geopolitical climate of the Cold War era. The Indonesian mass killings serve as a sobering reminder of the potential for human brutality when political and ideological tensions reach a boiling point. It is a chapter of history that must not be forgotten, for in understanding our past, we may yet shape a more compassionate future.